Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's unacceptable, Bradley Walsh. Shocking update drops just a few minutes ago. Broken our hearts, this news must see. It was a quiet Monday afternoon in mid-September. Across the UK, kettles boiled in synchronicity, teacups clinked, and households settled down for the 5 p.m. ritual they had followed for over a decade. Bradley Walsh, with his signature grin and infectious energy, had been a consistent presence in British homes for 16 years. The Chase wasn't just a game show. It was comfort television, the perfect bridge between afternoon chores and the evening news. But today, something was off. "Where's the Chase?" came a chorus across social media, living rooms, and confused households. Instead of the dramatic drum rolls, sharp suits, and quick-fire questions, viewers were met with a completely different scene, a brand new lifestyle series titled Britain's Best Backyards. Gardens? At Chase o'clock? Chase Queen 88. "Where is the Chase? My whole day is ruined. I didn't come here to watch begonias." At Quizhawk. "No warning, no notice. ITV just yanked the Chase. Bradley Walsh deserves better than this." Tipping Point Stan. LOL. Now you know how we felt when Tipping Point was replaced last year. Fans were furious. Within minutes, the Chase was trending, not because of a spectacular contestant win, but because it had vanished from the ITV schedule without so much as a press release. Within 48 hours, ITV's inbox was flooded. Calls poured in, angry letters were penned, digital petitions sprung up overnight demanding the show's immediate return. One particularly passionate fan from Manchester, Gladys. "Breaking news. Rumors about the show being phased out, he felt compelled to speak. He made an unscheduled appearance on This Morning, sitting beside Holly Willoughby and Dermot O'Leary. Well, I can't say I expected to become garden mulch," he joked, trying to lighten the mood. "But look, the Chase is a family. From the chasers to our brilliant contestants to everyone watching at home, we're not going anywhere. ITV's just trimming the hedges a bit." He winked, but the public wasn't in the mood for gardening puns. Anne Hegarty, Paul Sinha, Sean Wallace, Mark Labbett, Jenny Ryan, and Dara Ennis, the elite team of chasers, weren't silent either. Mark, the Beast Labbett, tweeted, "A network that cancels a winning formula mid-series needs a lesson in basic maths. Hashtag justice for the Chase." Anne, the governess, took a more academic jab. "I failed to see the logic in replacing a top-rated quiz with horticultural fluff. I have nothing against begonias, mind you, but I'm not swapping my quiz chair for a garden bench." Paul Sinha, the wittiest of the bunch, delivered the final punch. "Well, at least if I ever retire from quizzing, I now know how to install decking." The fandom roared. Chasers were trending. ITV execs were sweating. Within just 1 week, ITV suffered a 17% drop in afternoon viewership. Advertisers began pulling or renegotiating contracts. Ratings analytics flagged a viewer migration trend. Fans of the Chase were no longer loyal to the network. Meanwhile, BBC Two's Weakest Link had grown so popular that Claudia Winkleman was being offered a Christmas special and potential spin-off. At ITV HQ, emergency meetings were held. "We need to fix this," one exec said. "No," corrected another, "we need to beg Brad to fix this." On a crisp Thursday evening, ITV ran a teaser during the 10 p.m. news. "Bradley Walsh returns. The Chasers are back. Live, one night only, this Saturday, 6 p.m. The internet erupted. A special live episode of The Chase? Never done before. No editing, no retakes. Bradley and the Chasers raw and unscripted? Viewers set alarms. Family plans were rescheduled. Pubs with TV screens became quiz-themed hotspots. Saturday night arrived. ITV aired a grand spectacle. Bradley walked onto the live set to thunderous applause. "Let's never do gardening again, yeah?" he quipped. The Chasers stood united. The contestant lineup? A mix of superfans and viral personalities who had tweeted their outrage during the boycott. It was hilarious, chaotic, and deeply heartfelt. Anne almost cried when a contestant named his dog Cinnamon. By the final round, nearly 9 million people were watching, the biggest non-sporting Saturday night viewership since 2022. ITV had learned their lesson. In the following weeks, the chase was reinstated in its usual slot. But something had changed, not just in the schedules, but in the hearts of its viewers. The show now had something more than fan love. It had fan loyalty forged in protest. ITV quietly shelved Britain's Best Backyards. Bradley sent a bouquet to its host with a note that read, "No hard feelings, but if I see one more lawnmower, I might flip a table." And the fans? They kept watching, louder and prouder than ever. Because now they knew, even when the chase is pulled away, the people will fight for it.
Seventh chaser, and you decide who makes the cut. Quizmasters, trivia addicts, and natural-born geniuses, this is your moment. Submit your application, upload your audition, and prepare for the nation's ultimate quiz-off. The internet melted. Thousands applied, from eccentric pub quiz champions to viral TikTokers who lived for trivia. The applications poured in. Bradley Walsh watched every submission. "It was mad," he said in a behind-the-scenes interview. "We had a guy who recited every capital city while solving a Rubik's Cube, and a grandmother from Devon who answered 30 questions in a minute while biking a Victoria Sponge." After weeks of auditions and eliminations, the final 4 contestants stood on a specially built stage for a live showdown episode called The Chaser Hunt. Final answer. The entire country tuned in. The finalists were Ravi the Rain Man Desai, a mathematician with photographic memory; Nitty the Night Owl Pierce, a bartender who hosted weekly trivia at her local pub; Simon the Strategist Lee, a former chess prodigy with dry wit; Georgia the Gambler McLeod, a young poker player with nerves of steel. Bradley, with a proud glint in his eye, welcomed them to the studio. "You 4 are standing where legends have stood. Only one of you will earn the title of Chaser, and it won't be decided by a committee, it'll be decided by the people." The live quiz-off was intense. A mixture of trivia rounds, speed questions, and even a chase-off, where the finalists had to take down a professional chaser in a head-to-head duel. Shockingly, Georgia McLeod, the 27-year-old poker expert from Edinburgh, defeated the